Hey, John here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys the process of how I installed my MaxxAir roof fan. We're gonna have to dig back a little bit into the archives to pull out some of the footage from when I installed this, and it's kind of rough, not gonna lie, but I'll show you guys what I did, how I did it, and I'll do a little bit of voiceover because I kind of forgot to share some things while I was doing them. In a recent video I shared my top 5 must-have items and 5 bonus ones, and honestly I forgot all about my MaxxAir fan. This should be in the top 10, absolutely. We use this on a regular basis. If we need airflow, we've got it. When I'm cooking, I turn on the exhaust, pulling out fumes and steam from cooking. Definitely is a must-have in any build that you're doing. All right, so this evening we are attempting to put in the MaxxAir fan. There's Kenzie. Hi. Here's your cutout. This is what sits inside. That's your inside trim ring piece. No, Daddy's got to hold that. You can say hi. So what you need, butyl tape. I've only got 1/2 inch, so I'm gonna run 2 of it wide just to get that extra. Make sure I got that sealed up real well. Got my drill. Got my little helper. Thank you. Okay, let's go in here. Gonna need a jigsaw. Grab my safety glasses. This part's a little nerve-wracking, but all we're gonna do is drill 4 holes. We got daylight. These are 4 pilot holes. We got daylight coming in. Pull this down. I'll just remember that right here, we gotta be careful so we don't catch that cord. Tape it back there out of the way, hopefully. We go up on the roof, square it up, draw our lines, cut it out. We're up here on the roof now. We got our 4 pilot holes. Just line them up. And then I use Sikaflex 221, which is an awesome all-around sealant and adhesive. It has a little bit of both properties, but it works really well for sealing up screw heads. As you see in the video here, I ran a bead of it all the way around to keep any water from going under the plastic. In addition with the butyl tape, definitely put some of that down. That creates a really strong adhesive between the aluminum and the plastic housing on the fan. So make sure that is on there. Just a quick snip on that. We got that. Got the fan. And since we've already got power in here, we're just going to unplug one of these lights. And the moment of truth. All right, got him in backwards. We got power. Awesome. I went with this one because I wanted the exhaust and fan. So right now it's on exhaust mode. You can hit this. Yeah. Now we're pulling that fresh air in. The other thing that's great about these fans is you can actually still use it when your vent is closed. When it's raining. Get that opened up. There we go. The other thing I forgot to show in the video is how I put my trim ring on, which is as simple as could be, really. So once you got the fan in, the whole main unit, this piece just slides up in, and then it's attached by 4 screws. So I painted my screws white so they didn't stick out quite as much, and depending on the thickness of your roof, you might have to cut this down. It comes longer because these work on various different types of builds. So this comes at a different height, so you actually just have to cut it down. That way it fits, and you've got quite a bit of space between here and the actual roof. So you cut that down, and then I've got some Velcro pads here. So I actually made these all myself, sewed them, made some little leather straps with clasps. I also made a cover for there because honestly, that lets in a lot of light. So I've got Velcro that I sewed on there. And then that just Velcros up. So it helps block out some of the light if you want that. That's the inside part. And how it goes on there, it's real simple. It controls on fan speeds, really gets cranking, and then you can switch your in or out. You hit that, stops it on its own, and goes the opposite way. So now it's pulling in cool air. That's actually cold air that it's pulling in. It's cold outside. You can set this, there's a little bit of a thermostat on there here to where if it gets 78 degrees, it'll just start moving some air on its own. I've never actually used that. Here you actually have, so this one is manual, but you can see that it's raising the cover. And you can get some that will go automatically. Some of them have a rain sensor, so actually when it detects that it's raining, it'll drop it down. So you could use it up. Go outside and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So you can have it up while it's raining, and you might get a little bit of rain splashing in, but it's not gonna be anything crazy. But what's great about the MaxxAir fans is you can close it all the way, and you can still use it. It's still gonna do it intake or exhaust for air. So that's a huge plus on these ones as opposed to some of the older styles where when it's closed, you can't do anything with it. Then you have to buy a secondary piece, huge big plastic house that goes over it, which has vents. And then you can use that. So this is an all-in-one, super sleek. And I'm gonna go up on the roof right now and I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, so up here on the roof now, and you can see how sleek this thing really is. So this is when it's closed. So this comes all the way down, but there's vents right here. There's a mesh. That way it's still pulling air in up through this, or it's pushing air out. Oh, my Sikaflex covered it on all those screw heads. This works great. You can see I've also used it when I mounted my solar panels on there, on this one. I'll give you one thing here. This is a very flat roof, and you can actually see how it lips up here, which I'm not crazy about. And hindsight, what I would have done is put some kind of added some other pieces basically to get a little bit of a bow up on this, just to help watershed. Because one thing I've noticed, and you can see it on there too, so right here you can see how it's the difference. I'll get water that'll pool up here, which is, I mean, it happens, you know, once I've got the camper raised up, water will shed off. But when I'm parked and everything's flat, then I get water that pools, which is just really important to make sure that you have everything sealed up really well, especially around the fan, which tends to be a little bit of a low spot. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna crank it up, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. All right, so there you can see it's got a wire mesh on it, which also works great because it keeps even more stuff out of getting into this whole area. But that way, when this is closed down, there's still airflow coming through there when it's raining, and that's just a great feature. So that's what it looks like when it's raised all the way up, and you can drive down the road like that. Never had any issues, and it's still just a great looking fan. So these screws here, this one and this one, there's two more on the other side. You unscrew those, that whole housing lifts up. If you ever need to do any work on it or check it off or just pull it all off, or something crazy happens and you need to replace it, that's all you got to do, because this is pretty much a standard 14 by 14 footprint on it. So there it is. That's my Max fan. MaxxAir Deluxe is the one that I've got. All right, well, there you have it. There's how I install my MaxxAir roof fan. I will drop the link below to the fan that I've got. There's also a few different ones you can get. Some of them have a remote, which is kind of nice, but if you're gonna get one, definitely get one that has the exhaust and the intake. I love that feature. Use both of those all the time. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like for me, let me know that, or drop a comment. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for joining in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification so you get notified on the next video that we post. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next adventure.